Alright, Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon. Okay, our final topic for communication research for this semester is research in advertising. Alright, to begin with, I would like to give some overview about research in advertising. When we talk about research in advertising, it is actually involved an applied research. Okay, applied research means a research that we conduct to solve specific issues, to answer specific questions, or to solve specific problems. Okay, so that is applied research. So most of the research in advertising are actually applied research. Okay, and we may be able to answer specific questions such as, for example, number one, should the package be in red or blue? Okay, so that is applied research. Or whether Cosmopolitan magazine is a better advertising buy than Vogue magazine, for example. Alright. Okay. Research in advertising involves market studies, and there are three functional areas or three functional research areas in the field of advertising. The first one is copy testing, second one media research, and the third one campaign assessment research. So remember, there are three functional research areas when we talk about research in the field of advertising. The first one is copy testing, second media research, and the third one campaign assessment research. Okay, what is copy testing? Copy testing is a research that helps to develop effective advertisements and then determines which of several advertisements is the most effective. And it is done for all advertisement in all media, regardless of which types of media, either it be electronic media, print media, as well as new media. And it takes place at every stage of advertising process, from pre-campaign up to copy pre-testing. So we are going to focus at what to stress and what to avoid in advertisement. Okay, so after the content of the advertisement is established, the test we are going to test for the best idea construction in the advertisement. For example, we are going to look at the images, or we are going to look at the headlines if it's a print advertisement. And then the final phase of copy testing is where we have to determine whether the campaign has the desired effects to avoid any serious damage in the future for the company. So there are actually several methods of copy testing. The first method is cognitive. Okay, cognitive is a sense of knowing what we want to know. Okay, and second one is affective, sense of feeling. How do we feel about the advertisement or about the product? And the third one is cognitive. Cognitive is a sense of doing. So what actions that we take after we have seen the advertisement. And for the typology of copy testing effect, there are several typical dependent variables that we can take into consideration when we talk about typology of copy testing effects. Okay, in terms of dimension of impact, there are three, as I mentioned earlier: cognitive, affective, as well as cognitive. Okay, in terms of cognitive, the typical dependent variables that we can have for this research is attention, exposure, awareness, recognition, comprehension, recall, as well as engagement. Okay, while for dimension of affective impact, the typical dependent variables are attitude change, liking or disliking, as well as involvement. And the last one, cognitive, sense of doing, what action we take after we've seen the advertisement. So the typical dependent variables that we can take into consideration when we want to study on copy testing is intention to buy, or purchase behavior. So don't worry about the typology. I'm going to post in the goals, the notes, so you can have a look thoroughly what it means by the typology of copy testing effects. Okay, the next one is media research. There are two important terms in media research. First is the reach, and second one is the frequency. Analysis of audience are the most commonly used advertising studies in print as well as electronic media. And this research is important for advertisers in identifying the choice of media used by their competitors. So they should know, okay, which media that been used by their competitors. Okay, for the campaign assessment research, this research builds on copy testing and media research. And there are two kinds of assessment research. The first one is pre-test and post-test, which it means a measurement before and after the campaign. So when there is a campaign been publicized, okay, so we can conduct a campaign assessment research in which we are going to conduct a survey before the campaign and as well as after the campaign. Okay, so this is what we call as pre-test and post-test. Second one is tracking studies. Okay, what is tracking studies? It is to assess the impact of the campaign by measuring effects at several times during the progress of the campaign. So that means we track the effects of the campaign several times, okay? Either during or even after the campaign. Okay, so I think that's it about the research in advertising. Along with this video lecture, I am going to also post in the goals some of the additional notes for the students as a supporting elements or supporting details for you to add more knowledge about research in advertising. With that, I end my video lecture with wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.